Good afternoon. This devotional is being recorded for Friday, August 2nd, 2024. What kind of things happened after Jesus died on the cross? In Mark chapter 15, verses 39 to 41, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, it says, "When the Roman officer who stood facing him saw how he had died, he exclaimed, 'This man truly was the Son of God.' Some women were there watching from a distance, including Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James the Younger and of Joseph, and Salome. They'd been followers of Jesus and had cared for him while he was in Galilee. Many other women who had come with him to Jerusalem were also there. Now the Roman officer was tremendously moved. Quite frankly, he'd probably seen a lot of death through his years. Friends in combat, soldiers under his command, other condemned criminals crucified. And yet, when he saw the death of Jesus, he said, "This one's different. This man truly was the Son of God." The courage and self-control of Jesus was very different. The holding of his life until he chose to give it up. The comments he made throughout the ordeal, the darkening of the sky, all led to the officer's conclusion: this man truly was the Son of God. When they were being crucified, they usually died of suffocation. See, what would happen was they're hanging by their hands, and that constricts the diaphragm and the lungs, so it's very difficult to breathe. So in order to catch a breath, they have to push up on their feet. But their feet are being held by a nail. And if you've ever had a nail go through your foot or stepped on a nail, you understand that kind of pain. And imagine your entire body bearing its weight on that nail just so you can breathe. And so it's an agonizing time of up and down, struggling for breath, hurting to breathe. And after a while, the body just wears out and there's no more strength to push up and breathe. But it takes hours, several hours, a day or two, especially if the person is a strong person. It can take 2 or 3 days on the cross to die. It is an agonizing method of torture and execution. And he saw Jesus rising up to have the air in his lungs, to make the statements he made, rising up to cry out in a loud voice. Everyone else would barely whisper, my God, why have you abandoned me? Why have you forsaken me?" And then choosing to breathe his last. Jesus was in control. Even on the cross, where they had done everything they could to remove any kind of control from him, Jesus was still in charge. Mark specifically mentions the women that were there observing Jesus. He names 3, 2 named Mary and 1 named Salome. They are mentioned as women who cared for Jesus in Galilee, and many of these women had followed him from Galilee to Jerusalem. In our world today, many are struggling with gender issues. We need to remember that these women were important to Jesus, and he was important to them. They were women of prayer, service, and devotion. When you're having difficulty, you need to find a praying grandmother to pray for you. God listens to them. They're important to him. When you have needs, find a woman with gifts of service and help her help you. When your faith wavers, learn from her devotion. Value the women who care for you. Jesus did. Be like Jesus. Care for the women who care for you. God bless you.